Hi, Jill here, back again. I know it's been a minute. I've had a rough month. Had to put my beloved Puggle down. So this is the first episode that I'm shooting without her under my feet. So I took some time to kind of cope with that. And I've not really felt like doing anything recently. So I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. And one thing I have been doing is, you know me, jumping down a rabbit hole. So I jumped down a murder rabbit hole thanks to the latest episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. They covered a case, which I'll cover, of a man who went missing, and that there were other men that were also missing in the same area, from suspicious drownings? Why does that word sound funny? Drownings. So, I've been going down a rabbit hole. I had a whole post worked up on the first one that I found was in the 97, and then I got looking back over my references, and found one from 90. So, I'm going to start with that one. I don't know if any of these are connected, let me preference this, but I'm going to have one big post that has a list of all of them in it, and then I'm going to link all the singular posts with them. So, this one, completely random. I don't know if it's connected, just this... I'll explain. So, in this episode, I'm going to cut this cantaloupe because this one's going to be short. I didn't find a whole lot of information on this one. Pretty cut and dry. So, I'm going to cut open this cantaloupe because it's 2023 and I've got to get back to eating actual food and not just shit. So, this one is the death of Dale Shields. So, I have a thing. I explain basically that. So, Dale Shields was born on November 7th, 1967. He was a graduate student in accounting at Michigan State University. On Saturday, November 17th, in 1990, he was found by a woman passing, face down in a shallow body of water. On the south bank of the Red Cedar River, which through the series you'll hear the Red Cedar River several times. There are a couple of men that have also went missing in this same vicinity. A couple people, actually. So he was on the south bank of the Red Cedar River, which was behind Shaw Hall of MSU, Michigan State University's campus. He lived in a neighboring hall of Owen Graduate Hall at the time of his death. So I'm going to scoop out the innards. I should probably start planting cantaloupe. I used to do that when I was younger, and I just haven't. We used to plant them outside. I need to really build a garden. Okay. Anyways. Oh, I didn't get a bowl. Crap. I didn't get a bowl to put these in. Uno momento, por favor. I went to get a bowl and stopped that, and that was my mistake. Because I filmed the rest of it and cut this up, and what is wrong with my computer? None of that saved. And I cut the whole rest of this up, so you guess you don't have to watch my atrocious knife skills, so that's a plus for you. Congratulations. I'm working on them. Okay, so last we talked, before everything cut off, because my computer hates me again, is that he was, so, on the morning of November 17th, 9:30 in the morning, he was found behind Shaw Hall, which he was in Owen Hall. They're unsure exactly how long he was in the water for. He was last seen by friends the night before at a hockey game at Munn's Ice Rink, which is about a 4-minute drive or 16-minute walk from where he was found. Yes, I Google mapped it. It took 2 divers an hour to pull the body out of the water. It was snagged on something that was 10 or 15 feet from the bank. It was never said what it was snagged on. The newspaper article, which I'm putting in the article below, states that it was so cold at the time they didn't want to expose the fire officials to that. That's nice of them. And Dale was found in blue jeans, a blue jacket, and a red and white and cotton burst. Traditional Chucks. There wasn't a lot of information on his death. I found his page on Footprints at the River's Edge's blog, which is really only mentions a 1994 article from the Michigan State University's student newspaper, the State News, that briefly mentions his death. It also mentions that Shield had been to a party and had been drinking, but was reportedly not intoxicated when he fell into the river. So I'm assuming he went to the game, the hockey game, went to a party, and then left from there. So, police suspected no foul play, and they're quoted in the newspaper article below. We don't believe it to be foul play. We tend to believe it was accidental. And they did interview some friends and family, but it was ultimately ruled an accidental drowning. Shield's roommate said that he had doubts about the accidental drowning theory, but that was all the information I found on that. And there was a comment on the blog from a previous coworker who stated he was difficult to work with sometimes, but I never had a problem with him. Sometimes he could come across abrupt and rude, but nothing more of that. And then a fact that the Red Cedar River, the last drowning before Dale was in 1978. So from 1978 to 1990, 12 years, no one had drowned in that river. But since then, at least 4 or 5 people have. And there's actually currently a petition to make the Red Cedar River safer, to put barricades around the river because there's not any, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of lighting in the area. I've linked the petition below so that you can see. They've got pictures and stuff, and they've got articles and stuff that they've wrote up about it. And I found that because they include Dale's name as one of the people who has fallen into the river and drowned. And it's still not fixed. They just had someone last year, about a year ago, who's drowned and is still missing, which I'll probably get to that covering him. So, possible theories of what happened is he could have gotten a little too drunk, maybe tired, not even drunk, since I didn't find anything for an alcohol level. And a lot of these posts feature alcohol levels in them, of just the information that I found. I have a list of 40 names, so he could have fallen. Since there is not proper lighting and barricades, I would imagine if there's still not lighting, there probably wasn't in 1990, could have fallen in. Someone could have come out on him and tried to rob him and pushed him in. Maybe he got snagged on something and couldn't get out. It was cold. If you're in cold water long enough, anything's possible. But I do know that if you're drinking and go in cold water, that helps to a certain point. But I think there's something about that. Maybe if you're not moving, I don't know. Or maybe somebody just pushed him in. If he was rude to somebody, anything could have happened. Who knows? Like I said, this one's been ruled an accidental drowning, so I don't know if there's any connection, but it's weird that there's so many men in Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, that this has happened to, and several in the same area. So that's why I've started this, to try to see if I can maybe make some connections or something. So this, over the next few months, I'm going to be doing a little of these shorts, stuff like this, cutting up fruit. I'm about to start meal prepping again, so I'll make meal preps, things like that. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. I've been down a rabbit hole of all over the place, and I'm adding names every day. I added 3 names today, because I had a whole different post ready to go, ready to record, and then found this one. And this one happened in 90. The other one happened in 97. I found 3 more between then. So those will be coming soon. Until then, stay safe. And you were loved here. Bye.